Hi everyone, Katie here. Welcome back to another layout video. Today I am using some Vicki Boutin color study paper from the project pad and also quite a bit from her Fernwood collection to scrap some pictures of our trip to the Grand Canyon. We did a fair bit of hiking while we were there, and this was the beginning of our hike on the Bright Angel Trail to Plateau Point. Which was a great 12 or 13 mile round trip hike. It was a great workout, I'll tell you that. But it was really cool, definitely worth it. So I am using some scraps from a 6x8 Simple Stories little pad that I have. It's from Simply Vintage Great Escape. And I think this has some great outdoorsy little patterns and backgrounds, and I've really liked using them mostly as like photo mats or subtle little embellishments. So you can see I had ripped all these papers for a different layout, and these are the remnants. I think they make great little partial photo mats, and the colors coordinate well. And now I'm also taking another 6x8 page, but this one is from Vicki Boutin's Fernwood collection, and it looks like a little, starburst pattern. And I had been thinking ever since I saw this page that I want to cut it apart and actually make it, a little starburst layout. Now, obviously, this is pretty small compared to most of the like starburst layouts that people are doing right now, just because it's only, a 6x8 page. But I really like the way it turns out. And the reason that I'm cutting them apart rather than just putting the already made starburst pattern on my paper is because I want some of my background to come through, just like the little seams. And I want to pop up some of them on foam too. So I thought that would give it a lot of interest and, a lot of dimension. So once I get it cut out, I use my Distress Oxide in Ground Espresso, and I ink up all of the edges. And now also you can see I've got this cute pink dauber. This is one of my new toys that I am so excited about because my husband and I designed it and 3D printed it with a new 3D printer that we got at home. So I never realized how many scrapbook applications there are with 3D printers, but now that we have one, I am realizing that there is quite a bit of potential. So you may be seeing some more things that I create with the 3D printer coming up in my scrapbooking, whether that's, tools or otherwise. I'm not quite sure. The possibilities are endless. So that's what I'm doing here, just inking up all the edges. I'm doing this because I think it just kind of goes with the layout better. In general, I kind of think of the Fernwood collection as a very distressed and, outdoorsy kind of collection, which is perfect for me because I have so many outdoorsy photos, and I think that the, distressed look with those, goes really well. I guess I think of it like extra dirt or something. I'm not sure. But it works well for me. And now here's my time. I'm going to pop up every other one on foam here. And I'm using my foam tape. It is double-sided foam tape that comes from the Dollar Tree. It is archival quality, so I'm not worried about using it with my photos or on my layouts. And I also use some little photo squares, or I'm sorry, not photo squares, these are foam squares, which are also archival quality. Mine came from Joann's years ago, and I don't think they sell them anymore, though I did recently learn that the Dollar Tree's Crafters Square has some of these little foam squares, also archival quality. So I have not been to a Dollar Tree in a while, but when I need more of these foam squares, that is where I will go to look for them, because I've been really happy with both their foam tape and their double-sided tape that I've gotten the Crafter Square area has really, stepped up the Dollar Tree's game, which it needs to be good as they raise their prices to $1.25. Do you have any go-to tools or things that you get from the Dollar Tree from Crafter Square? If you do, let me a great new find. So I'm finishing up this layout. You could see that earlier I had all my photos with their little mini mats put down, and I'm going to do that again. And do it again where I put it on my actual layout rather than put it on and move it away. I'm going to put that down again, but I also ink up those edges and trim them down a little bit. Because I know that the lack of full photo mats that are coming is something that maybe might bother you or, other crafters. It is something that is just a little bit funky. And as I'm like looking at my layout and going over, I really like how it turns out. But it does, if you look really close, I'm like, that's not a full photo mat. But I guess, really the goal is ultimately that my photos stand out. It doesn't matter to me if I, follow the right rules or, do the quote unquote right thing. I just want my photos and my journaling to be visible and, my adventures to be documented. I think that's the most important part. Now, these are getting stuck down with double-sided tape just because some of them are kind of partially over, some popped up, and it just seemed best to be extra secure and use the double-sided tape, and in this case, double-sided tape and foam tape, so that I could match the foam that was underneath of it and kind of give it a little more dimension. Now, I am really liking where my photos are. I think I leave a good amount of space for you to still see all that like starburst area, but not so much that, it is the whole layout and the only focus. Now, I was lucky enough to get both sets of, like the icon ephemera and the, journaling bits or word ephemera or whatever it is they call it. So I have that for Fernwood, and I also have the tiny puffy stickers. I ended up getting all of this from peachycheap.com, which I'm in no way affiliated with, but just enjoy perusing as they have a new deal every single day. So if you are trying not to spend money on crafting supplies, don't sign up for their emails. But if you love new daily deals every day, except Sundays. I don't do them on Sundays. But I would check them out because I've gotten quite a few good things from them. And I've got this cute little vellum tag. It says "Out Here Exploring." And I mean, what is more perfect than that for our trip? And I do end up leaving it as a little naked tag hole, which I know I originally intended to put like a Brad or something there, but because the photo's right behind it, I guess I just didn't really feel like it needed it, which is a little unusual for me, but hey, that's okay. There are no rules. The only rules are the ones that I make for myself. I am doing my little journaling right there, just talking about how we started the Bright Angel Trail bright and early one morning. It was pretty cool when we went. As you can tell, we're in coats and hats. It was, an easy trek going down and fast going down, not so much going up, but absolutely worth it for sure. And if you get time in the Grand Canyon and you like hiking, I highly recommend. It was super cool. Now, I also have both thicker sets for the Fernwood collection, which I feel so lucky to have. I decide to use the chipboard for this, and it just says "beautiful day," and it truly was a beautiful day in the Grand Canyon. I also liked how colorful these letters were, and I think they just really work for, what I wanted them to do, and I think they also complement but don't take away from that starburst pattern that I have, created or embellished over there. So I am having them popped up on foam so that they work well in that area, and also using a little liquid glue so that they can adhere to the papers that are, you know, already popped up of them. And I think that turns out really cute. I just do one other little thing to finish up my layout here. I have some national park stickers, and this is a cute little heart that actually says Grand Canyon National Park. And that will finish up my layout. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.